Welcome to the Lighting Festival of the Lamps of the Path. This is a 21-day program, a 21-day course to enliven the Garland of Genesis, to illumine the lamps along the pathways of knowledge. For this, you are going to need two separate tools, the pendant of eternal light, with which you are probably very familiar, and you will need the Garland of Genesis. This is a tool that actually comprises several other tools. It involves the silk cord of the garland, it also involves the fruit of the source, and it involves 20 different individual fruits. 10 of them are gold, they are fruits of the east. 10 of them are silver, they are fruits of the west. You'll need all of these fruits, 21 in total, along with the silk cord for the Garland of Genesis. You will be using the creating technique each day during this course. So just to make sure that you are familiar with the creating technique, you may need to watch the Course of Eternal Light to refresh your memory, but remember that there are 3 steps in the process of creating. The first step is purification of the desire. Now in this course, on each day, Lantos is going to give us the desire, the intent for each individual lamp. So that part's going to be very easy. Second part, visualization of the blue, pink, and yellow until you feel a warmth within the heart. Third part is going to be reintroducing that intent that Lantos has given us for the lamp within the warmth within the heart. Those are the 3 steps in the process of creating. Now, for this course, it is 21 days long. You will need to be able to do this course each day for these 21 days. So you are not able to skip one of these days. It is important that it is done 21 days consecutively. You are able to share the garland with other people. So if you have just one garland within a family, many family members are able to use the garland. But you do need to do this every day for 21 days. Also, when we hear the messages from Lantos for the instructions in this course, and each day we will hear from Lantos with several different messages, you will hear Lantos not referring to the fruit of the east for lamp number 1. Instead, you will hear him referring to specific wheels that you will hold in your right hand. For example, today you will hear him refer to the first ray's progress wheel. There's a reason for this. When Lantos gave us this information, it was in November of 2015. We did not have access to the various fruits, the 20 different fruits, 10 fruits of the east, 10 fruits of the west. Instead, we had to substitute wheels of Genesis for the fruits when this information first came out. So Lantos provided the information in terms of the wheels of Genesis. Now that we have the fruits of the east and the fruits of the west for the lamps 1 through 20, you will be using those fruits. But the messages from Lantos will continue to reference these specific wheels. So don't let that part confuse you. If Lantos today says to hold a first ray's progress wheel in your right hand, you won't actually hold a first ray's progress wheel. You will hold the fruit for lamp number 1, and it happens to contain a first ray's small glass sphere within it. Tomorrow for day 2, you will hear Lantos talking about holding a clear progress wheel. You will instead be holding the fruit of the east for lamp number 2, which will contain within it a clear sphere of glass. So you will hear Lantos referencing specific wheels, but now that we have the fruits for the proper garland, we will be using the fruits of the east and the fruits of the west. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our first message from Lantos.
This is the first day of the lighting festival of the lamps of the path. Day by day, we illuminate a lamp until fullness of light blesses our path. Yes, yes, dear ones, dear ambassadors of light. You are the ambassadors of light. This is your grand title, the title you have earned in fullness. It is a beautiful description of your service to creation. Ambassadors of light for creation. Ambassadors of light of the Source. Establishing a solid platform for the eon of eternal light. Establishing chambers of star light within every population center around the world. Establishing the pathways of light for the removal of darkness, the residues of darkness. Populating these pathways with the chambers of eternal light. Blessing all with the light of the Source. Ambassadors of light. Yes, yes. Ambassadors of light. We will begin now the techniques to light the path. We will perform the techniques to illumine the lamps along the path. One by one, each lamp is illuminated. In this way, the path is illumined. The path may be seen clearly. One by one, lighting the lamps. It is a process which we will commence on this first sun day of our blessed holy season of light. For this, we will begin with the ringing of the bell of Genesis. The sounding of the bell awakens and enlivens the great cosmic forces of creation, attracting the blessed beings of light to support our activities, to support our focus of knowledge and the illumination of the path. Let us begin now with the sounding of the bell. Good. We will make the call for the radiant illumination of the lamps along the path. Let us do this now.
Beloved mighty presence of light, beloved great cosmic beings of light, beloved great celestial host of angels, and all great beings of light. We send you our deepest love and gratitude for this knowledge and blessing of the Garland of Genesis and the technique of the holy season. We invite you to be with us throughout this lighting festival of the lamps of the path, and we ask for your assistance in every way possible as we light the lamps along the pathways of knowledge. We thank you.
Very good. Throughout the process of the practice of these specific techniques, it will be very good to wear a pendant of eternal light. Sitting comfortably, dear ambassadors of light, we will take in our left hand the fruit of the Source. This is our precious fruit, which has come from the seat of eternal light, the seat of the Source of light for earth. We will take into our right hand the first ray's progress Wheel of Genesis. First rays progress. This represents the energy of initial awakening, initial illumination. The first rays of light to emerge in creation. With this tool, we will ignite the first lamp. The first light comes with a beautiful balance of the elemental forces, as it is the first expression. It is the initial light of creation. Holding the first ray's progress wheel, we will perform the process of creating with the intent, first light, first light, first light. Now, our blessed coordinator will lead the steps of practice with this beautiful formula for the illumination of the initial lamp. Yes, very good. After we have experienced this formula for some small amount of time, we will discuss in further details the awakening generated through this precious initial formula.
Okay, let's go ahead and illumine this first lamp. We will take the fruit of the source and hold it in our left hand. We have the pendant of eternal light, which we will wear or put in a pocket. Then we take the fruit for lamp 1, the fruit for day number 1, and we will hold it in our right hand. We're going to do the creating technique. Our intent is going to be first light, first light, first light. Now remember the 3 steps of the creating technique. The first step is purification of the desire. For us, all this means is that we will introduce this desire, this intent, first light, first light, first light. We will wait just a few seconds, and then we move on to the second step. The second step will be visualization of the blue, pink, and yellow of the Wheel of Hope. We do this until we feel warmth within the heart. Then we move on to the third step, taking our attention from the blue, pink, and yellow, turning it back onto the heart and the warmth within the heart, and then reintroducing our desire, our intent within the warmth within the heart. So we reintroduce the intent, first light, first light, first light, within the warmth within the heart. We let the intent go, we continue to focus on the warmth within the heart, then we reintroduce that intent again. First light, first light, first light. We let it go, we continue to focus on the warmth within the heart, and then we reintroduce that intent a third time. First light, first light, first light. Let's take several minutes, 5 minutes or so, to enliven, to illumine this first lamp along the pathway of knowledge.
Yes, it is complete. You have experienced now some awakening within. It is the emergence of the first impulses of creation, the precious first impulses. The perfection of the Source is most fully reflected within these precious initial rays of expression. These are the pure forms of expression, the codes for health and balance are contained within these rays. The individual receives a film coating of the pure initial radiance of the Source. This film coating repels the darkness and acts as a lamp within creation, illumining the surroundings with the pure light of the source. This process illuminates the first lamp along the path. The physical structure is blessed by this radiant film coating. The cells within receive the benefit of the reconnection with the initial codes of expression. The source codes of expression remind the cells and redirect the cellular activity to restore balance. It is this that occurs as we perform our first formula, our first technique of illumination of the lamps of the path. Let us again experience for 2 to 3 minutes this beautiful initial expression.
Okay, let us illumine this lamp again. Take 2 to 3 minutes using the creating technique to illumine this lamp using the intent, first light, first light, first light.
We have illuminated the first lamp. Well done. We will string our first ray's progress at the beginning of our garland. Lamp by lamp, the garland will grow until the complete strand has been generated. We will illuminate all 21 lamps and generate our Garland of Genesis. Very good. Very good. Well done. Many blessings.
Very good. We have illumined this first lamp along the pathway of knowledge. Now, Lantos made clear that this process of enlivening the Garland of Genesis, illumining the lamps along the pathway of knowledge, has not only the overall benefit, this is the main benefit that we always look at, lighting the pathway of knowledge so that new knowledge of Scripture is able to come forth. But this process of enlivening the garland also bestows specific benefits on you, on the person who is doing this course. For this first lamp, Lantos explained that the codes for health and balance are contained within these first rays. The individual receives a film coating of the pure initial radiance of the source. This film coating repels the darkness and acts as a lamp within creation, illuminating the surroundings with the pure light of the source. He also explained the physical structure is blessed by this film coating. The cells within receive the benefit of the reconnection within the initial codes of expression. The source codes of expression remind the cells and redirect the cellular activity to restore balance. Okay, it is time to place our lamp, our fruit that represents the first lamp, on our Garland of Genesis. So we pick up the Garland of Genesis and we find one end of it. And for this first one, we simply string the garland through the small loop at the top of the fruit. And then we simply tie a knot. You'll want to make sure that it is tied securely at the top. And once you have tied the garland, you then have our first fruit representing the first lamp on our Garland of Genesis. Thank you for joining me for the first day of our 21-day lighting festival of the lamps of the path. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.